Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple, and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. This is the Monday night history class. I mean, where you can ask all your questions. Tonight we're gonna go into a little bit of history. You know what I mean? We usually do the scripture breakdown class on Monday, but you know what I mean, if you got any questions related to the scriptures, you can also ask any of those as well. You know what I mean? Because the Bible is history. You know what I mean, so we're not gonna stop any brother or sister from getting their questions asked or getting their problem solved. You know what I mean? So if you got a question on any topic, you go ahead and ask. I mean, I see Shalom sisters, Shalom. You know what I mean? I see y'all brothers and sisters starting to check in. You know what I mean? We've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible since 1969. You know what I mean? Something that your Christian pastors have been ill-equipped to do. I mean, which is crazy because there's so much history, so much evidence, not only in this Bible, but in our press's records, in, you know what I mean, in oral history. I mean, records that have been passed down I mean, we got the internet. You know what I mean? Where we could just look up history at this point. We got so many resources, encyclopedias and dictionaries, and you know what I mean, things like that to be able to help us be able to find out the truth of the matter of who we are and who these other nations are, where they come from, real American history, the history that they don't teach you in class. You know what I mean? Like in school, uh, like you know what I mean, like history is written and told by the victors, meaning the people, the nation of people, or whoever wins, whoever conquers another people, they're the ones who tell you history. And you think they're going to tell you the truth about history? Absolutely not. Especially like if they're a nation like America, who everything that they have right now is ill-gotten. I mean, everything that your oppressor has is ill-gotten, where they've robbed and assaulted and taken the life of all types of people and mass genocided and massacred all types of people to get where they are, where they've lied to you to your face, where they said that they were going to be peaceful to you. And then as soon as you believe them, believe that they're going to be peaceful to you, then they turn around and be violent to you and take everything that you have. You know what I mean? But when they tell you this history in the history books, they talk about it as if we just as if like they call us indentured servants. They call the transatlantic slave trade, the transatlantic migration. They dumb down our history. What you got, brother?
No, it's just heavy what you bringing out. Like they wouldn't want to tell you. They only tell you the low light. Let me use this. Yeah, the low lights. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever somebody talking about something, they talking about somebody else. They always point out the low lights. They never gonna highlight. With the oppressor anyway.
Now, what you said was absolutely the truth. Like you know what they say. There's your side, and there's side A, there's side B, and then there's the truth. I mean, somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. But your America doesn't believe in that. Like, you mind help me out real quick? Or I think I got it. I think I got it. But that's the reality of the matter. Like, whenever you're judging a matter, whenever you're looking at a matter from the outside looking in, there's one side of the matter, there's one side of the story, and then there's the other side of the story, and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle. And as a judge, you have to be able to judge the matter from, you know what I mean, from observing and hearing and seeing both perspectives. But America doesn't do that, where they just tell you a story to where, you know what I mean, they just tell you a story and tell their side of the story to the point where now when you look at all the TV shows and all the movies and all the social media and all the, you know what I mean, depictions of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all you see is dirty. All you see is somebody who's dirty and a savage or a criminal. You know what I mean? Whereas when you see your oppressor, I mean, all you see is they are sure to only show you the best parts of them. I mean, you look at all the movies and TV shows and all of that. You look at history. They are sure to only show you the best parts of them, man. But there is a ugly side underneath. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Most time Christ to the age of information and the age of media, where body cam footage is hitting the internet, and you know what I mean, brothers and sisters are able to pull out their phones and record the brutality of police officer, the brutality of the military, or just some oppressor with a gun. I just saw a video of a police officer who was searching a brother's car, and and as they was searching the brother's car, the brother was recording, and he had rolled up on the police officer and saw that he was in the car snorting powder. You know what I mean? But most time Christ for the information age, for the you know what I mean, for the social media age, where we can have these videos available, because best believe we're gonna bring it out tonight. Best believe these things that I'm talking about are not new. Like when you see George Floyd, when you see what happened to Philando Castile, when you see what happened to Breonna Taylor, You see what happened to Sonia Massey. When you see what happened to you know what I mean, Sam DeBose. When you see what happened to all these brothers uh that had their lives, you know what I mean, what's her name? Vanessa Guillen. We see what happened to all these brothers and sisters that had their lives taken by uh your oppressor in the military or your oppressor in the police force or just some oppressor with a gun. Best believe those things are not new. They're not new. They're just only coming to light now because we have the internet. You know what I mean? And we gonna show you because for so long your oppressor has like what we just the video we just watched. You know what I mean? This oppressor, I refuse to believe, to be honest. You know what I mean? What you think about that video? Before I go on, Isaac Zagabor, go ahead. If anything, you ain't gotta. I don't want to force you to say anything.
Like I'm trying to see how to gather my words on it. Yeah. You have to come back to me right
Okay,
now.
no sweat, no sweat. But you know what I mean? What he was saying was, cause you know, I don't know if you're aware, but in I can't remember the city or the area that it's in, but there is a city where white people are building. They're building a city where it's gonna be white people only. No white people or no black people, no LGBTQ, and they're basically exclusive. Like they're building a city that's gonna be exclusive. They're building a civilization and a community that's gonna be exclusive to their kind of people. I mean, there are people that they are excluding. And what that Edomite just said on that video, he's like, because black people are having backlash. They're like, this is hypocrisy. You know what I mean? They're saying that our oppressor is a hypocrite for you know what I mean creating this city, creating this community. So in response, this oppressor is saying that white people. They're claiming that white people would be glad and happy for black people if they created their own societies and communities, and white people would have little to no involvement in those communities. We would just let them be. That's what this white man is saying in this video. He's saying that white people would be happy for them and have no involvement, and and white people would just let us be. That's what he's claiming. You know what I mean? But what he doesn't realize is that we have access to a wealth of history. And I don't know if he when I saw the video, I refuse to believe that he's just ignorant of the the nature of his people. I refuse to believe that he's ignorant of the real history of the matter. I think he's just outright lying. I think he's just a liar, just like devils lie. I mean, just like, you know what I mean, our oppressor lies. I think he's just a liar. You know what I mean? Uh go to go to John chapter 8 and verse 44. Verse 45. And I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about. All right. Lock you. Give me 1 second. Again, if anybody got any questions or comments, please feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll address them as they come. You know what I mean? Go ahead and read what you got when you got it.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. So like the 45. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not.
Go to 44. Salakia.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Right. So he was a murderer from the beginning. That's what the Bible says. The devil is your oppressor. Your oppressor. The devil isn't some red man with a pitchfork underground. The word devil just means deceiver. And who has deceived more people on this earth than your oppressor? You know what I mean? The so-called white man. I mean, that's who this is referring to. You was about to say something?
Yeah, about the video. That's what I think about it. I believe, like you say, he is a complete liar. Like the verse that we just read. So like it, he is a liar, and to be honest, he just doing that for views, clickbait within that video, and that if we did create our own neighborhood and these our own community and everything, they would destroy it, or they'll work their way into destroying it, such as coming through the neighborhood, patrolling and sending officers and police, making up random excuses about stuff that we doing within our community, just with raided with all type of stuff.
We
That's what I believe that was going. They might even go to the point of setting up their own neighborhood watch within our community. If we started something like that in today's time, they would find a way to some type of way in order to gather themselves to be a part of that community. Not if within it, but they was set up some type of system so that they can have an eye within the community. That's what would happen if we did choose to build our own community.
uh no, what you saying is so heavy, man. What you saying is so heavy, and the reason why it's so heavy, Slack, you give me 1 second to share this. The reason why what you saying is so heavy is because go ahead, please.
It's really heavy to think about. Oh, this is just a scenario. My mom, they getting ready to purchase a house or whatever, but my mom don't even want to stay in their neighborhoods because they have they have something called DO something to where the heathens they you can't even they'll get complaints basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom, we come from a country area, so she have parties and she throw
Yeah.
parties,
Yeah.
and so she getting ready to purchase a house in this certain places that she don't want to even move it because she know how the so-called heathens are. So they just heavy to what we bringing out.
Like you mind opening the door for Abiyor? Yeah, you could definitely ask him when he come in here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to cause I'm gonna ask him the same question. As a matter of fact, let me play this video one more time, and I just want to get his perspective as well. All right, while we waiting, anybody, you know what I mean? Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, share it with your loved ones, share it with all your friends and all of that. Everybody that agrees with you, you know what I mean? Whether you agree with us or not, you know what I mean? That's beside the point, but share it. You know what I mean? Share it with your loved ones so y'all can get in here and y'all can ask y'all questions, y'all can make y'all comments, and we can have a real conversation possibly. You know what I mean? I mean, you hecklers as well. You know what I mean? It's been real quiet for you hecklers. I don't know if you scared or you know what I mean, you just bored now. If you realize that your heckling is futile or whatever the case is, but come back on in here. You know what I mean? Let's have this conversation. Let's engage this audience. I mean, if you watching it, if you happen to be watching this class and it's not live, then you can hit that QR code morning, noon, and night in that top corner, and there'll be a brother in that chat morning, noon, and night to answer all your questions and solve all your problems. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and hit that like button as well. You know what I mean? Hit that like button wherever platform you watching on. All right. But what the brother said was so heavy. You know what I mean? What the brother said was so heavy because everything that he just mentioned is everything that we're gonna go over. Like most time Christ. You understand? But what the brother said was so heavy because everything that he just said is in this class. You know what I mean? Is in history. And we're gonna go over it. You know what I mean? Where there's some whenever they say, you know what I mean, they say that they don't mind if we start our own communities, our own functioning black communities, as he said. You know what I mean? They say that they don't mind if we, you know what I mean, start our own functioning black businesses and things like that. And and they would just leave us alone. That's what they say. But then their actions show the complete opposite, where they would have like Itazar Gabar just said, you know what I mean, where they would have, you know what I mean, some oppressor to infiltrate our communities, or they would have heavy police. That was heavy as well. You know what I mean? Where they would have a heavy police activity in our neighborhood. That's what you see right now. You know what I mean? In predominantly black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Look at ICE. You know what I mean? Where, you know what I mean? And they would have heavy police and military activity, or just some oppressor with a gun roaming through your cities. You know what I mean, to try to control how Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans live and express themselves and behave in their own communities. So they say one thing. You know what I mean, your oppressor is a liar. Long story short, straight up and down, man. Like it says right here. It says in the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Now this is Christ talking to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's talking to the Lord's chosen people, but we're amongst our oppressor. Right now, the children of Israel are living in Rome. You know what I mean? And they have become Romans, much like a lot of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today have become Romans in spirit. You know what I mean? Were they black? You know what I mean? They walk black, they talk black, they do their hair black, you know what I mean? They you know what I mean? They dance black, they talk, they rap black, they sing black. You know what I mean? We got black characteristics, but our spirit is with our oppressor. That's why Christ is saying, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Now, what Christ is about to do is describe the devil. Now, as I said before, the devil isn't just some red man. The devil ain't some red man underground. You know what I mean? That man of sin, you know what I mean? The scriptures say that man of sin must be revealed. You know what I mean? That man of sin, who the world thinks is some red man underground, that man of sin is your oppressor, the white man. You know what I mean? And this is his description. Go ahead and read on Aitu Zakabor.
Con under one con. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth.
He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. I mean, your oppressor is first and foremost, he is a mass unaliver. You know what I mean? If he don't do nothing else, if your oppressor don't get his way, he's going to resort to violence. That's the first thing you need to know about your oppressor. If he don't get his way, if he don't like what he sees, if he don't like what's going on around him, if he don't like that if he don't get his way, he's going to resort to violence. All right, go ahead, read on after that. He was a murderer from the beginning.
Con under one con. And abode not in the truth.
And abode not in the truth. So, as a matter of fact, I think it's going to elaborate a little further. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Because there's no truth in him. See, your oppressor abode not in the truth because there's no truth in him. You know what I mean? When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own. Your oppressor is a liar. So that's why I believe what I believe, man. When I hear that oppressor talking the way he talking, when he talking about, if black people decided to build their own functioning black communities, we would leave them alone. Please build your own communities. That's what he's saying. That's what his words are saying. You know what I mean? What is that? Proverbs? Words of his mouth are smooth as butter. What is that? Go ahead and get Psalms 50 and 5 real quick. You said 50 and 5? Okay. Let me see. 55 and 21. What you got to understand about your oppressor is he is a liar, and he's the father of it. You know what I mean? When he speaketh of a lie, he speaketh of his own. You know what I mean? He just make things up. He just make things up unprovoked. You know what I mean? But he is a liar and the father of it. And what Christ is trying to tell Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in this time where we're under Roman persecution, he's trying to say that you've become just like him. You've been around and you've been up under your oppressor so long. Your oppressor been oppressing you for so long, and you've adopted so many of his ideals and beliefs and his mannerisms that you've become just like your oppressor. You know what I mean? Where it's a lot of wokety woke, blackety black people walking around here talking about we got to separate from the white man. We got to do this, that, and the third. We got to buy black. We got to get into cryptocurrency. We got to get into real estate. We got to get into stocks and things like that. We got to come together and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah. But when we come together, we bring our oppressor's mannerisms with us because we've become so much like our oppressor. And that's why anytime we do come together, I mean, it's chaos. Anytime we do come together, it's violence. Anytime you come together for a birthday party, which isn't in our culture, or when you go to the Christmas party, the Thanksgiving party, or the New Year's party, it's violence. You know what I mean? Because we've brought our oppressors' violent mannerisms and lying mannerisms with us. What you got, Ita Zagabar?
No, it's just heavy what you saying. Like just being under the oppressor's foot, being under his foot, man. It's like you don't see it. You blind to it. It's like growing up in the hood, moving from the suburbs to the hood. You stayed in the hood for so long, you don't realize you picked up them ways you know what I'm saying? Before you look up, now you got a gun in your hand, you know what I'm saying? You don't really look at it until you just really sit down and think about it and get around people that's looking from the outside, like such as what we doing in the ISUPK on the Commander Junior Hunter. We looking at it from all angles, man, and really just having a complete understanding what's really going on out here in the world, being under the oppressor, man.
God, now what you said was very heavy. Give him a hand. Now what you said was very heavy, man. And if you could just pass this to IBR as well, so everybody got a mic. But what you said was absolutely heavy and absolutely the truth, man. I'll give you another example. What you said was very, you know what I mean? What you said was very heavy, and that's how we end up in, you know what I mean? We end up in gangs, or we end up, you know what I mean? A lot of us probably, you know what I mean? I know y'all, I don't know if y'all call them in y'all hoods that y'all grew up in, but I don't know what is it the dare classes? Y'all had those? I know everybody took them dare classes. You know what I mean? Dare to resist drugs and all of that, and you're not supposed to do drugs and this, that, and the third, and you know what I mean? I know everybody had them classes, and everybody, I'm sure everybody as a child was like, why would anybody do drugs? Why would anybody do meth or heroin or, you know what I mean? And I don't know about y'all, you know, in Cincinnati, it's a lot of meth and a lot of heroin. You know what I mean? You see brothers and sisters standing, or not even brothers and sisters. You see a couple brothers and sisters, but you see mostly our oppressors standing out on the side of the road. You know what I mean? With a sign, and they slumped over. You know what I mean? They slumped over, and they barely on their feet. They fully sleep standing up, but for whatever reason, they not falling over. I don't know what drug that you got to do to be in a full slumber on your feet and be slumped over at a 90-degree angle and don't fall over. But, you know what I mean, there's a lot of that going on in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? But it's a lot, yeah. Bear with me 1 second. But I'm sure all of those people, you know what I mean, even people who smoke weed, because black people, you know what I mean, that seemed to be our drug of choice. But we look at weed and we like, when we was kids, we was like, why would somebody, I'll never do drugs. Just say no to drugs. We was in that dare class together, like, say no to drugs. And then now, 20 years later, here you are facing a whole blunt. I saw somebody at the bus stop facing a Rello. I don't know what kind of hell you got to be going through to open the what y'all call them? I don't know what y'all call them. What you call them? I'm messing with you. Well, nah, you know what I mean. I don't know what y'all call them. The cigar packages. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're Rello. Okay, I didn't know if that was exclusive to Cincinnati or not, but I don't know what you got to be going through to bust open a 2 for $1 Rello package and just spark the raw Rello. I don't know what you got to be going through, but you know what I mean, these are the things that we see. All of these people that you see doing these things, they all at one point said, "I never do drugs. Crack is whack. Drugs is whack." All of that. They said the whole spiel, and then now 10, 15, 20 years later, you got a job opportunity that'll pay you what you need to get up out of this hell. They'll pay you what you need to, you know what I mean, be able to handle your bills, be able to get you the things that you want, that'll elevate you in your career, and you considering not going to the job interview because they drug test. These are the type of things that we go through. Go ahead, read. You got that scripture?
The book of Psalms, chapter 55. Verse 20, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Right, but what?
war was in his heart.
See, this is when you see that video. I'm gonna play it one more time. Salakia, Abiyar, if I could, I just got a question for you as well. I just want your opinion. I just want your opinion on what you're seeing in this video. Salakia, let me just share the screen real quick. What you think about that, Abiyar?
So if I could, two things that I noticed, and I guess I'll go in reverse order. That should teach, what he's saying there. He's saying that if black people want to get upset about because white people want to go build their own towns and segregate within themselves and be with themselves, that we shouldn't get mad about it. So that shows, you know what I'm saying, like they should teach so-called black and Hispanic people that, or not even teach, but just to show them that separation is okay. You understand? Like we always try to attach ourselves to our enemies and our oppressors, and they're telling you, listen, we just want to be left alone, left to ourselves, and that's no different from what we're telling blacks and Hispanics in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, to separate yourselves from these people. It's okay. The other part proves that the white man is a liar.
Right.
Because what he's saying is, yeah, we're not going to bother black people if they go and get their own towns, if they go and build their own stuff. We're just going to let them alone. When we've saw the traces of history from the Rosewoods to the Black Wall Streets to the Seneca villages, we've always, history has taught us that the minute we try to separate from the oppressor, that's when it's a problem for them, because then they lose the commerce that they need to support their societies. Like
right. Now give them a hand. No, we definitely one body, because those are the exact two things that I noticed as well. That your oppressor is a liar. I mean, what they say, oh, we don't care if you start your own businesses. We don't care if you start your own black communities. We don't care if you separate from us. I mean, you know how many, every week, week in and week out, camp is all about battling white people who don't want us to separate. Right. Who think that we're being racist, we're wrong, we're being hateful because we don't want to marry your stanky daughter. Right. We don't want to marry, we don't want our women to marry your stanky, out of shape men. Right. You know what I mean? All week, camp is about battling oppressors who think that God loves everybody, while they show the children of Israel no love. While they show blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans no love. But we got to love them. We got to love them unconditionally. And we're so wrong. You got homeless people. You got homeless white men in their kingdom, homeless, walking around with a sign with scriptures on it, talking about, oh, God is love and we should love everybody, and trying to battle the priests and prophets that the Most High sent in the earth to revive blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They trying to battle us, thinking that they know more than us. Right. You know what I mean? whole time, if they had the opportunity, as we saw, like the brother just brought out, you know what I mean, all the cities, when we did try to have functioning black communities, whether they was integrated or not, you know what I mean, we tried to have functioning black communities with or without our oppressor. We tried to separate. We tried to have our own defense mechanism, defense systems. You know what I mean? We tried to just separate, you know what I mean, just have our own areas where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans could live and thrive. And they found some way to infiltrate and try to destroy it from within. You know what I mean? So your oppressor is absolutely a liar. Did we finish that Psalms? Slacky, go ahead.
Like if I could too, that's why, you know, when I came in and I heard that scripture about the man of sin being revealed, that's why it's so important, man. You know what I'm saying? Like to understand who the devil is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know, we've been teaching on the streets, you know what I'm saying, under Commander General Yohana since 1969, who the white man is and that we should separate. And blacks and Hispanics don't want to believe us because they love the white man so much.
Right.
Well, now you have a white man, they're building their own communities. And a white man is saying, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Right.
Maybe you you should take heed and listen to somebody because we've been telling you this all along. So like,
Right. I mean, that would be the wise thing to do. Listen to some damn body. I think right now at this point, even if your oppressor is lying to you, they're telling you the exact same thing the ISUPK been telling you since 1969. Right. They've been telling you separate, build your own communities. Don't rely on your oppressor. Love one another. You know what I mean? And they're claiming they would love. They claim that they would. You know what I mean? To love it and appreciate it and be happy for you. You know what I mean? That's another thing that pissed me off with that video. Like he trying to act like he's dropping gems, like he's dropping gems on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and he trying to sun black people. Like, oh, I would not even knowing that he don't even know his history. If he either he don't know his history, which I doubt, or he's just an outright liar, which sounds more believable. You know what I mean? But he's just like he trying to sun black people and be like, if y'all, you know, you see us doing our thing, you see us building our own communities, why don't y'all just do the same? We would be so happy for you. It's like seeing your son learn how to ride a bike or tie his shoes for the first time. You know what I mean? And your oppressor is in no position to be able to treat blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans like that because, you know what I mean, with what he said, he is so behind in history. You know what I mean? He don't understand history, or he's just a goddamn liar. Go ahead and read what you just had in Psalm 55 real quick.
Kind of one con, but war was in his heart.
Read that from the top, Baba Kashan.
Kind of one con. The words, Salakia. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Mm-hmm. So the words that he says, the words that your oppressor says is gonna be so smooth and sound so sweet and sound so cool and all of that. But what?
But war was in his heart.
See, it sounds so good. What he said is, you know what I mean? We would be so happy for y'all. Unironically, yes. Start your own communities and we would just leave you to it. And we don't have a problem when black people and Hispanics and Native Americans start their own communities. We don't care. That's what they said. But read that again.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
When you hear your oppressor say they don't care if you start your own businesses, they don't care if you start your own communities. What did that say?
But the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. But war was in his heart.
Just know his words are so smooth, but under those words is war. Right. I mean, that's a war tactic right there. I mean, even what that oppressor said on that camera, that's a war tactic. He's saying like, oh yeah, this is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what we believe in. And people who don't try to start their own communities and this, that, and the third, something wrong with you and all of that. You know what I mean? Just know that that's a war tactic as well. He's saying, the scripture says, words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. Go ahead, read on.
His words were softer than oil.
So his words are softer than oil. It sounds so soft and so sweet and so genuine. You know what I mean? Well, he's just like, if you just started your own communities, we would not care. But what?
Yet were they drawing swords.
But yet were they drawing swords. Whenever you hear an oppressor talk like that, just know that he has, you know what I mean, swords behind his back. Just like the 700 something treaties that your oppressor that signed with the Native Americans. You know what I mean? They signed all them treaties and was like, yeah, we don't care if y'all start your own community. We'll give y'all this land over here. They even gave you land to start your own communities. And then Read that last line again.
Yet were they drawing swords.
He said all of that. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So he said you can have this land and start your own communities. Ain't that what the oppressor said? He said, start your own communities. We would leave you to it. And they gave you the land. He was like, all right, we're going to take this because we got to coexist. You know what I mean? We gonna ignore, you know what I mean, where they came and forced themselves into that land. We're going to ignore that for the sake of argument. But it was like, all right, you know what I mean? We got to coexist. We here now, this, that, and the third. How about you just come over here and then we come over here and then we'll leave you alone and then you leave us alone and then we all could coexist and then blah, blah, blah. Right? Read that last line again, Bob Kashan.
Kanamakan. His words were softer than oil. Yet were they Salakia. Yet were they drawing swords.
So just like this oppressor is talking in this video, it sounds so promising, but the words of his mouth are softer than oil, but they were drawn swords. It was a trap. That's what you got to understand. Whenever your oppressor speaks, just know that their first language is hypocrisy and lies, and they are very fluent. They are fluent in hypocrisy and lies, and they will lie to you, and they will swoon you into a lullaby sleep until you believe them and let your guard down, and then that's when they come and take everything from you. That's when Andrew Jackson pushes you further west via the Trail of Tears. That's when they take your land. That's when they sign treaty after treaty, treaty after treaty, treaty after treaty, and break each treaty. That's when that happens. Baba Kashan, go ahead to First Maccabees, I believe. What the First Maccabees chapter? Let's see where it's at. I think it's First Maccabees 1. What's that? Not more videos. I got a couple articles though. The water. Let me see. Lock you. First Maccabees when I want to find the part Salaki. This is off the top, so I wasn't prepared. But I want to find a part where basically the Grecians come to destroy or come to make treaties with the house of Israel in First Maccabees. They make those treaties, and then they break those treaties, and then they make another treaty, and then they break that treaty again. Let me see. As a matter of fact, is there a apocrypha over there? In red, that red book down there. I think I got it highlighted down there, or it might be in yeah. Just go to the end, the First Maccabees, and see if it's highlighted. What's that? Yeah, that. Good shot. The water.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11.
Yeah, this is what you got to understand about making any treaty or agreement or believing anything your oppressor says. I mean, we can go all day with how much of an oppressor and how much of a liar your oppressor is. Go ahead, read on.
In those days went there out Israel wicked men who persuade many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
All right.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Now, what you think going on right here? I just like a bar.
Pretty much brothers within the nation that was wicked, that apparently didn't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, and went out and tried to make a covenant agreement with the heathens, and it didn't work. It didn't work out for him.
I'll give him a hand. That's exactly what it's talking about. This is what happens when you This is what happens. This is what happens when you join yourself to your oppressor. Go ahead, read verse 13.
Kind of one kind. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
All right, so this sounds like Obama. You know what I mean? Well, not Obama, because he's not a Israelite. He's a Hamite. He's an African, which we are not. But you know what I mean, this is adjacent to, you know what I mean, when our people, when the Christian churches especially, when they say when I believe, I can't remember when it was frowned upon, but I know when I was growing up, it was frowned upon. The LGBTQ community, you know what I mean, it was frowned upon, but then now all of a sudden the LGBTQ community is not only acceptable in the Christian church, but they're in the pulpit. They're in the pulpit, they're in the choir, they're directing the choir, they're in the congregation, and they're the pastor, touching your children, doing all manner of filth. You know what I mean? Every Christian pastor that says, the law is done away with, and that you can, you know what I mean, the Lord hates the sin but loves the sinner. You know what I mean? Where you invite your oppressor's doctrine into your congregation, and you give them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. You know what I mean? The heathen, which is other nations that are not blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the heathen they are a lawless people. The law was given to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They were given to the Israelites. They were not given to our oppressor. Right. So your oppressor is a lawless person. Right. They're a lawless nation of people. So any ordinance that they have, it is unclean. Go ahead.
Salakia, verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise.
They built a what?
They built a place of exercise.
Okay, you know what a gymnasium is?
Kanawakan.
You look up gymnasium, what that means in Greek. And this is have you seen this before, Artaza? You in for something, man. Or gymnastics. What is it? Gymnastics or gymnastics? I think gymnos is the. Go ahead, read what you got. Gymnastics Greek definition.
Kanawakan. The ancient, so like a gymnasium was a place of physical training, socializing, intellectual pursuits, and also played a role in the social culture context of homosexuality.
Ooh, good night. It did what?
And it also played a role in the social and cultural context of homosexuality.
Read this right here, what I got.
Gymnastics.
Read it nice and loud.
In Greek, to exercise naked, or to train. What? To exercise naked.
Gymnastics means what?
To exercise naked, to train naked.
Right. Go ahead. Is that it? Okay, no sir. Yeah, that's what these places of exercise was. Go ahead.
And it makes a lot of sense because the known gyms that you really think about, the YMCMAs, I done heard stories of like how the men in there walk around naked in the showers and shit and all that type of stuff. And those are the predominantly like the gyms where they started at, the downtown gyms, the big gyms, before they start to branch off and make smaller gyms. So that does make plenty of sense.
No, that's give them a hand. And it starts to make sense once you I'll go even deeper. You look at any sport that your oppressor plays in, you know what I mean, you just anywhere, because they in control of the whole athletic, you know what I mean, what's it called, the athletics in America or any country, right? It's lucky. If you take a look at the uniform that they wear during those practices, or during the Olympics, during the when they do the events, when they do like, why does a man gotta wear a skin tight leotard to throw a spear,
Right.
or to, you know what I mean, throw a shot put?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why does a man gotta be why does a woman gotta be completely butt naked with a slacky, with a damn slacky, with a damn leotard up the crack of her ass, or behind, you know what I mean, to do some flips
Right.
on, or to stand on a balance beam, you know what I mean, or to spin on a bar? Why does a man gotta be half naked? You look at basketball in the early uh 70s, 80s, 90s, you know what I mean? You see how short them shorts was, and it's coming back too. Them short, you see LeBron out there, man. You know what I mean? When he first came into the league, it was what was it, the early 2000s, when the shorts was, you know what I mean, the baggy clothes was the you know what I mean, the wave. And then, you know what I mean, you see now in 2025, LeBron got them the short shorts, you know what I mean? Like, you look at every sport and you see how naked you have to be, even if you just go to the gym, like like Itazagabar said. If you just go to the gym, you see them gym shorts where they, like, the brothers, the men, they, yeah, they barely got on. Or you see them like the, what's them joints called? I don't even know what they call, but they basically cut the sleeves off of a t-shirt, and it's like this all of this is exposed, and like you barely have on, like, it's only this much of the shirt left.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to do exercise in America, to play a sport in America, you have to be naked. You know what I mean? And that comes from right here, what we reading. Please.
So too, they added into like you know what I'm saying, in the white man's military.
Oh,
Even in prison and jail, why you gotta have group showers for everything?
good night.
You know what I'm saying? In sports, it's like you can't put a $2 curtain up. You know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be the locker room and all kind of. That's just because that's ingrained in their culture. So like,
Right. Now that's what happens when you join yourself to your oppressor. You know what I mean? And this is in the Bible. We already said, you know what I mean, the scriptures is a history book. You know what I mean? This is history right here that we're reading. You could read all of these names. You could read Antiochus. You know what I mean? You could read about what is it? Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian. You know what I mean? You could read about Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes. All of that. You can read about everything that we read about right now in the Bible. You can go on Google, Wikipedia, or whatever platform you want to look up, and look up this history. And it'll be in every library. It'll be in the libraries and all of that. You know what I mean? This is history right here. And even in history, when your oppressor joined themselves, when you had your own society, when you had your own place to, you know what I mean, serve your God, when to eat what you had wanted to eat, what the Most High wanted you to eat, when you had your own customs, when you had your own holidays, your oppressor wanted to join themselves to you. All right. Let's go ahead. I sent you an article, Aita Zagabar. Let's go ahead and get into these articles real quick. I don't want to. We ain't got much time, but I do want to. Please. No, it's in the beginning of, like, it's right after this, like right after the elders of Israel wanted to make a covenant with the heathen round about. They made that covenant, and then the oppressor came in and destroyed Israel. And it's like the next couple verses talk about how they destroyed us. And then I think it says 2 years later in the same chapter, 2 years later, our oppressor came and was like, my bad. You know, that was crazy. You know what I mean? It was crazy. We did that. You know what I mean? I don't know what they was on. Let's make a new covenant. And then they destroyed us again. And then I think later in that same chapter, the same thing happened until Judas Maccabeus get on the scene, and he like, man, hell nah. Like, you know, what you got, Aita Zagabar? You got that article, or you wanted to say something?
Oh, la.
Okay, no sweat. So this is one of the cities, right? This is one of the cities that that was destroyed by our oppressor, right? So this is your oppressor claims that if we started our own I ain't sent it to you. Let me send it to ISUPK Killeen. But this is one of the cities where your oppressor claims that if we started our all we got to do is start if we started our own communities and societies where we was thriving and successful without the influence of our oppressor, they would leave us to it, right? That's what he said, right? Right. Go ahead and read what you got.
Con on the one con. For God's sakes, you don't shoot us.
For God's sakes, please don't shoot us. That's a. We're gonna find out why. We're gonna find out why this is Salaki. I just sent it to you. I think that's the correct. I hope that's the correct one. So the preamp to this article, right? That's the right. Go ahead.
Con on one con. Salagi, the three views of the Mechanics Institute massacre.
So the Mechanics Institute massacre was a it was a it was I believe it was a like a mechanics, you know what I mean, a mechanics facility on Canal Street that was, you know what I mean, predominantly black and you know what I mean, predominantly black, Hispanic and Native American. You know what I mean? We got colorism issues, so we don't know the difference, but it was predominantly black. You know what I mean? Whether it's black, Hispanic, or Native American, it was predominantly black, right? Go ahead and read the article itself.
Con on Monday morning, July 30th, 1866, Luxon Kapla, a shoemaker, and his young son Arnold made their way to the Mechanics Institute, less than a block off Canal Street, in the heart of the city's business district.
So I think this is I forget what the name of the hotel is. I think it's a hotel down in Louisiana now, but it used to be, you know what I mean, something that black people owned and held proud. Go ahead.
Luxon brought Arnold with him to witness history, a constitutional convention called the Secure Voting Rights for Louisiana's Black Citizens. I mean, citizenry.
Right. Right. So this is also a primary source, right? So this is the out of the horse's mouth. All right, go ahead and drop down one skip one paragraph.
Then gunshots rang out.
So this is the one of the many massacres across the as a matter of fact, can you find that map, Bob Shah, of the black massacres in America and just share that? But this is one of the many black massacres that you see in America. I mean, and I believe the number of black cities that was destroyed by the jealousy and hate of our oppressor is, I believe, about a little over, I think it's like 711 cities, somewhere around there. As a matter of fact, I could send that to you as well. But this is just one of many, right? Salakia, bear with me 1 second. It's gonna be labeled map. All right, Salakia. All right, and just yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Go ahead, read on, Aitazah.
Then gunshots rang out. I saw policemen firing.
You saw what?
I saw policemen firing.
I saw what?
I saw policemen firing.
Now you saw random white people firing.
I saw policemen firing.
You saw mix. What did you see? What you saw? You saw KKK members firing. They must have been KKK members, right? What did they say?
I saw policemen firing.
You saw policemen firing. That's what they saw firing on them. And what you're going to read, as we reading along with these articles and these examples, we're going to try to get a couple of these cities. I know we closing in on the time. We're going to try to get a couple of these cities. But what you're going to see that's a common denominator in a lot of these articles is that they were two things, right? So they were led by or escorted, shall I say, by police, right? So they were escorted and led by the police force, which lets you know that your police force and your military is not for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, because they were the ones leading the lynchings. Back in what was this, 1866? Back in 1866, they were the ones leading the lynchings. They were the ones leading the mass incarceration of black people. They were the ones leading the massacres of black, Hispanic, and Native American cities and communities and towns. They were the ones displacing your people. I mean, your military, your police force. They were being just some oppressor with a gun was ushered. So now when you see that now fast forward to 2020 in you know what I mean, when you fast forward to 2020, when you see what's his name, George Floyd and what's her name, Vanessa Guillen, and the what's the autistic brother that had his life taken by just some, oh, what's his, I give you one better, the brother with the Skittles and a hoodie, Trayvon Martin. So Trayvon Martin had his life taken by some oppressor with a gun, just some oppressor with a gun. Vanessa Guillen had her life taken by the military that she swore to serve. And George Floyd, of course, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Massey, Sandra Brown, all of these brothers and sisters, they had their life taken by the police force. What they all got in common is they belong to the same institution that was put in place to oppress blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So the police force and the military, they usher. So the police force is usually on like a domestic, you know what I mean, on domestics affairs, right? So they get involved in like international or inside our nation, right? Military is more international, right? But if necessary, they get involved with inside of America affairs, right? And they all support oppressors with guns, oppressors that just want to just random token white people that just want to oppress blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Then with the Vanessa again, that's so heavy you bring that out because they they give put up a gate in the remembrance of them, and don't even open the gate, just got it sitting there closed. You know what I'm saying? So that's, yeah, man. The press is the damn devil, man.
God, no, that's absolutely correct, and I remember that. You know what I mean? When they changed they so-called changed, and didn't they change it back? So they changed it in, I can't remember, what was it, like 2022, 2021? I mean, they changed it from Fort Hood to Fort Cavazos, and they gave Vanessa Guillen a gate and all of that. Never used it. You know what I mean? And then, what is it, 2025, 3 years later, they change it back to Fort Hood. You know what I mean? Now imagine that. You know what I mean? You lose the life of your daughter, your sister, your cousin, your loved ones, your wife. You know what I mean? And then they give you a gate. They don't give you no justice. They don't give you no justice. They don't give you no recompense for the life that they took, that they stole from you. They just changed the name briefly. That's like wearing pink for, what's it called, breast cancer awareness. Like, you just put on a shirt and be like, yeah, I stand in solidarity. And then when you go home, you take that shirt off. You just throw it in the corner to never be seen again for another year. You know what I mean? That's how it was. That's how that was treated. You know what I mean? Because they don't give a damn about you. Right. You know what I mean? But what you got to realize is that your police force, you think your police force, like Sonia Massey, she called the police because she felt unsafe, because she thought that the police force was for her. She thought that the police was to serve and protect, to make a little old lady like herself feel safe when she doesn't feel safe alone in her apartment. And they came in that apartment and took her life. They came in that apartment and took her life, man. And that backfired on her, man. What you got to realize is that the police force is not for all nations in the country of America. Right. They are only for your oppressor, man. They are for your oppressor. And they back up the oppression that you see. That's why you see George Zimmerman, where he could take the life of what's his name, Trayvon Martin, Thorwater. They could take the life of Trayvon Martin, and then he could sell the weapon that he took his life with for what was it, like $2-something million? For $2 something million, because your police force and your military backs up the racism in America. They are one and the same. Though they are three branches of the same. They're parts of the same body. Go ahead and read on. So what you see is policemen leading these lynching, leading these raids in black communities, and you're gonna see that common denominator in a lot of these stories that we bring out. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Con. I saw a policeman firing and shooting the black people.
And shooting who?
The black people.
Just shooting people, because, of course your oppressor don't see color.
Shooting the black people.
Shooting the black people. I want you to get in the habit of emphasizing those words, because this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do to make your oppressor feel so small. They think they know everything, right? What did that oppressor say? In that video, he said, if y'all start your own communities, we will be so happy for y'all. As if it was a new thing. Like, he just had an idea. He was just like, I know. They should just do what we're doing. You don't see us starting this community over here that's exclusively for white people? Why don't you just do the same thing over here? Like, it's a new idea. So when you read this, you got to read it as if you're cutting them. Oh, read it from the top, Baba Kasha.
Con. Then gunshots rang out. And I saw a policeman firing.
Right, I saw a policeman firing. I didn't see a civilian firing. I mean, civilians was out there with guns, but I didn't see civilians fire. I saw police firing. That's how you got to read. I saw police firing. Right? Go ahead.
I saw a policeman firing.
Damn right.
And shooting the black people.
Nah, shooting all people.
The black people.
Nah, shooting every and anybody.
The black people.
They was shooting the black people. Go ahead. And it's going to get real grim. It's going to piss you off. Go ahead.
Lucien would recall they were shooting poor laboring men.
Nah, they was shooting armed men.
Poor laboring men.
Nah, they was shooting the military of black people.
They were shooting poor laboring men.
Nah, they was shooting violent men.
Poor laboring men.
Go ahead.
Men with their tin buckets in their hands.
Nah, men with rocks in their hands.
Men with their tin buckets in their hands.
Nah, men with rifles in their hands.
Men with their tin buckets in their hands.
Nah, men with a cell phone in their hand. I know this 1866, but bear with me.
Con. Men with their tin buckets in their hands.
So these people are working. They working. They working. They at work. They got 10 buckets in their hand. They working. Go ahead.
Even old men.
Even who?
Even old men.
Even strong men.
Even old men.
Aggressive men.
Even old men.
Right. Go ahead.
Walking with sticks.
Walking with sticks, meaning not only were these elderly men who probably couldn't see, sticks. They need a cane. They barely getting on. You know what I mean? And these are who the police is shooting. Go ahead.
These shots continue unceasing. For God's sake, don't shoot us.
Nah, they was like, F the white, F your oppressor.
For God's sake, don't shoot us.
Nah, they was like, nah, I'm about to get you for what you was doing.
For God's sake, don't shoot us.
These people are begging for their lives. These are old men carrying tins, laboring, walking with sticks, barely getting along. And your oppressor's police force are walking into their establishments and into their neighborhoods, shooting them down when they are absolutely defenseless, and they're begging for their lives, begging you, please, for God's sakes, don't shoot us. And they took their lives anyway. So anybody who saw that video of that oppressor talking about, oh, build your own communities. Build your communities. We'll leave you to it. We will be. I thought of this yet. Why haven't y'all thought of just building your own communities? And we'll leave y'all alone, and you can leave us alone. The reason why that has failed for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is because we tried that. We tried that during the Trail of Tears when we had our own land. We tried that in 1492 when our oppressor came over here and saw how we had our own land, we had our own culture, we had our own language, we had our own everything. We had our own feast days, we had our own holidays, we had our own customs that we took, and we was kind to them. And you know what they did? They said all of those things about us, and they said they will make perfect slaves. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So it's not that we haven't thought of the idea. It's that our oppressor has been so cruel to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you see that map on the screen, right? You see all them cities. You see all them cities that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans built with their bare hands, much like how we doing right here. We walking with tens. Even the old of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is putting in this work. You know what I mean? And I believe it's a young person telling this story from when they saw this, they was young when they was telling this story. But you see not only the young being there and being present, and the able-bodied being there and being present and putting in that work and learning this trade, but you see the old there. You see the old carrying buckets of 10 buckets and putting in this work and walking with their canes. And your oppressor comes in and takes their life. But they claim that they don't care if we start our own societies and businesses and communities. Your oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. Go ahead and let me give you another one. All right. I'm trying to get through some of these, couple more of these articles. Let's do a common one, right? Let's do Rosewood. Let's do Rosewood. So like you bear with me 1 second. As a matter of fact, it's a quick one. Seneca Village on Google, it should give you an AI overview. If you could just read that while I'm finding this. All right, and then Itazagabar, I'm going to send you this article from Rosewood. You just look up. Oh, you got it? Oh.
All right, so right here we have Seneca Village, the AI overview. Seneca Village was a thriving community of primarily African Americans established in 1825 in what is now Central Park in New York City.
Right.
The formation and growth started when landowners subdivided and sold lots primarily to African Americans like Andrew Williams and Epiphany Davis, as well as the AME Zion Church.
All right.
Let me see. Displacement and destruction. In 1857, the city of New York used eminent domain to acquire the land, including Seneca Village, to create Central Park, resulting in a displacement of approximately 1,600 inhabitants.
Read this right here.
The Seneca Village, the phrase Seneca Village massacre is a misnomer. There was no massacre at Seneca Village. Seneca Village was a community of predominantly African Americans and some Irish and German immigrants that existed on Manhattan Island from the 1820s until 1857.
Okay, so real quick. So this wasn't a massacre, but this is just like if you look in like any black neighborhood, I'm trying to think of one. Look, take the Alamo for example. Downtown Austin. I know in where I'm from, you know what I mean, they done gentrified. This is what you're seeing right now is gentrification.
Right.
So this is a less violent portrayal, but it still shows that your oppressor that we saw in that first video is an absolute liar, because they claim that if they saw us thriving in our own communities, they would leave us to it.
Right.
And they would be so happy for us. But they gentrify our neighborhoods.
Right.
And they push you out. Go ahead.
Let me see. In 1857, the city of New York used eminent domain to acquire the land for the creation of Central Park. The residents were forcibly removed.
They would do what?
They were forcibly removed.
Much like the Trail of Tears?
They were forcibly
The
removed.
700 treaties that Native Americans signed.
They were forcibly removed.
See, they had rights to be in this land, much like the Native Americans, much like black people in Seneca Village, much like, you know what I mean, all the, you know what I mean, you look at all the history, you look at all those 700 treaties that were signed, you see that we had rights,
Right.
right? We had an agreement, like we just read in First Maccabees 1 and 11. I mean, we had an agreement to be here, just to exist without any what's the word, interruption or infiltration or any influence, that's the word, from our oppressor.
Right.
And they came in and read that again.
They were forcibly removed.
And they came and forcibly removed us. All right.
And their homes, churches, schools, and other structures were demolished.
Yeah, that's what they did to us. That's what they did to us, man. So this is a predominantly black neighborhood that, you know, you got it. You
Kind. Which one? Which one?
oh, this
The
just
bottom?
just the next bullet point. I don't know if you got it there.
Okay. Which one you want? This one right here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Seneca Village was founded as a community where African Americans could own property and build homes, and it also attracted some Irish and German immigrants.
So we was already established and it attracted German and Irish immigrants. You know what I mean, because we weren't like our oppressor, but we wanted to anybody that was around us, we wanted to just destroy them and make them obsolete and make them nothing. You know what I mean? We didn't have that bone in our body.
Right.
And it became our mistake. I mean, it became the downfall of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But the point is, we are not like our oppressor. We are kinder than our oppressor. We have compassion, unlike our oppressor,
Right.
where we see these other nations trying to build something for themselves. And what your oppressor just said in that video, where he said, start your own communities. We will leave you to it. We don't care if you start your own communities. That's how we really feel as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And history proves that. History proves the opposite of what this oppressor said. This oppressor said, leave you to it. This oppressor is saying, history proves the opposite.
Right.
Your oppressor will not leave you to it. They will not leave you to build your own communities and your own societies and speak your own language. I think today, Trump is trying to make English the only recognized language spoken in America. He's trying to make Spanish obsolete in America. I mean, I got to double check. I just saw a brief article on it, but I think he's trying to do away with you know what I mean, Hispanics whose first language is Spanish. He's trying to do away with helping them at all. Like if you want to go to any service center or whatever the case is, you want to go get a job, you want to go anywhere for you to get help, you have to be able to speak English in the first place. All right, so that's how they feel about anybody that's coming into and the crazy part about it is Spanish is an oppressor's language.
Right.
Like that's a Spaniard's language, which is their family. But they're so cruel, man. Trump is so cruel and so damn dumb that he's gonna do away with a language that was, you know what I mean, spoken by his own people. You know what I mean? And only recognize English as the first language. Now, I think Trump is German. His father was German. Now, that means, you know what that means? If Germans came over here and their first language is German, they would have to learn English.
Right.
Or they couldn't get help. The people that are part of his family, the people that he came from, they would have to learn the American language to get help from Donald Trump, even though he's a German himself. Salakia, you was about to say something?
Yeah, Kern, if I could, just to go back on the Seneca Village, man, like they destroyed a predominantly African American community that was thriving to put a zoo and a skater rink in a park.
Right.
You understand? Like they took they said we had homes, churches, schools, and other infrastructures that we had there, so they could put a zoo. You know what I'm saying? And some park benches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That just proves that the white man is the devil. So like you.
No, give him a hand. Now, I don't know if y'all know how big Central Park is, right? But it's huge. I tried to walk it myself. Like you know what I mean? I'm a city boy, so I'm like I could walk anywhere. Man, I got into Manhattan. I tried to walk Central Park. You know what I mean? See all the sights. Man, that Central Park is gigantic. And if you Let me see if I can send you another. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but Central Park or Seneca Village was a small piece. So they could have did all of that. They could have built a damn zoo. They could have built a skating rink. They could have built the park and left us to have what we had already established. They could have did it.
Right.
But your oppressor, let me see if I can find it. Go to Obadiah, Itazagabar. Go to Obadiah chapter, or I can't remember what verse it is. All right, and you got that article as well, right? Okay, no sweat. Was you just reading it?
No.
Okay, no sweat. Okay, I just wanted to see what's up. What a part where it says, wouldn't they have left some great verse 5? Chapter 1, verse 5.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 5.
So this is talking about let's read verse 1 real quick. Like, how big is Central Park?
So it's 843 acres, which is about 2.5 miles.
Good night. Good night. There you go. Yeah, I was so arrogant, man. I thought that I could walk anywhere. So I was like, man, I'm about to walk up and down. Man, I start seeing them street. I start seeing it was just an endless park, and I started looking at the map. I'm like, man, this is a lot bigger than what I thought. Go ahead, read what you got. Verse 1.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Edom.
So this is the Most High talking about your oppressor, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Joel Osteen, you name it. Name the oppressor. This is talking about their nation, the Germans, the Russians, the French, the all of those different nations. Go ahead. Concerning Edom, Salakia.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord.
Oh, Salakia, drop down to verse 5.
Verse
so 5. This chapter or this book, it's just one chapter. This book is talking about Esau, Edom. It's talking about the nation of the rulers of America. So-called white people. Go ahead, read on.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough?
So this is talking about how cruel your oppressor is, how greedy and how disgusting your oppressor is. If thieves came to thee, this is the scum of the earth. Let most people tell it. A thief that'll come and take what you got. A robber. Would they not at least discuss? The lowest person who got to steal to eat, who got to steal to provide. Who got to steal instead of working. Wouldn't they just steal until they have enough? Go ahead.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Would they not leave some grapes? That's how you got to read it. That's the whole point. So your oppressor is a greedy, rotten bastard. See, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Just a, if you go to a grape vineyard, or you go to a strawberry field, or you go to anywhere, apple tree, and you see brothers, you see people picking apples, wouldn't they leave some apples on the tree? Like, even in our culture, like, it says to leave not glean the edges of our vineyards, to not glean the edges of our fields, so that the poor have something to eat. You go to you see any apple tree field or some grape vineyard or some strawberry field or some blueberry bush, wouldn't we leave just some grapes? Like, I remember being in the South when I was younger. We was picking blueberries off the tree to make, to eat and make pies and all of that, but we left something. Right. Like, we wouldn't they just leave something? You got enough, you got everything, right? You got America. What is I believe what is 1866 when we dealing with Louisiana. What was it, Seneca Village? I can't remember what year that was. But at this point, for sure. I mean, we're going to get into Tulsa and Rosewood. That was 1921 and 1923. By this time, America was well established, and blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were well oppressed and destroyed. Wouldn't you think that that's enough? That we're already poor in this country. We're already destroyed in this country. Wouldn't it just be enough that you run America? Wouldn't it be enough that you own everything? Wouldn't it be enough that you redline blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans out of having any property or having anything in this world? Wouldn't it be enough that, you know what I mean, you look at the ICE raids, you know what I mean, wouldn't it be enough that you've already gentrified all our neighborhoods? Wouldn't it be enough that you've already, you know what I mean, you've already oppressed us into the dust where we got to even rely on government assistance we got to rely on a crumb that you decide to give us. We're already at your mercy, and they still oppress you. Now, wouldn't the lowest of the lowest person, a thief and a robber, wouldn't they just leave something? A robber come in your house, and they might take the TV off your wall. They might even try to wrestle your couch out the door, but they gonna leave your dirty drawers. They gonna leave you know what I mean? They gonna leave your socks in the drawer. You know what I mean? They might take all your money, but they gonna leave your toilet paper on the roll. They gonna leave the mustard in the fridge. Your oppressor taking everything, man. That's why they gotta go. This is your oppressor that we're reading about in the book of Obadiah. Now where was we at? You got that article? I believe this is who was there? Was Rosewood, right?
Con on one con.
Go ahead and read what you got.
Rosewood, Salaki, the Rosewood Massacre, a harrowing tale of racism and the road towards reparations. On New Year's Day, 1923, a white woman was beaten. A resident of Sumner, Florida, claimed her alliance was black, which sparked racist riots where the casualties were mostly black and hated, wiped out a prosperous town.
Right. So this is the aftermath of, and just, you know what I mean, in case you didn't know, this is a lie. All of this that happened in Rosewood, Florida, was based on a lie where a woman was claimed to be assaulted and beaten by black people. And it was later discovered, I'm going to send you another article, but it was discovered that it was untrue. Much like how they did, what's his name, Emmett Till. You know what I mean? Where the woman claimed that, what was it, he whistled? You know what I mean? And then on her deathbed, after Emmett Till had already lost her life, after her family, after his family that lost their child, after her mother had to have an open casket funeral for this young boy, you know what I mean? On her deathbed, she got to die peacefully. You know what I mean? And she was like, I lied. Tee-hee. Silly me. I lied. You know what I mean? I'm sure she had a nice funeral. I'm sure, I mean, her family took care of her. I'm sure she didn't have to have a care in the world. I'm sure she didn't have to starve. I'm sure she didn't have to beg our oppressor for crumbs. I'm sure she didn't have to ask for welfare, stand in the immigration center lines. I'm sure she didn't have to, you know what I mean, apply for food stamps and get WIC. I'm sure she didn't have to have those worries. She got to live a fruitful and thriving life because your oppressor owns everything because they stole and didn't leave anything for anybody else. And then on her deathbed, she's like, oh, yeah, turns out I'm a piece of garbage. And then got to die peacefully in her sleep. Meanwhile, Emmett Till, who was a young, what was he, 11? 11-year-old boy got beat until he lost his life by grown men and then thrown in the river. You know what I mean? Got thrown in the river, and, you know what I mean, Lord, he attached to a damn, I think it was like an engine or, what was it? 14. But it was a beaten to death by grown men, you know what I mean, and then thrown in a river. You know what I mean? They was trying to sink him to the bottom because they attached it. I forget what I think it was like a car part or something, like an engine or a battery or something like that. But Most High in Christ, you know what I mean, the mother was able to find his body and give him a proper burial, so he didn't have to die like a dog just in a river. But she got to die peacefully. She didn't have to die like that. You ask me, that's what she absolutely deserved. But She didn't have to die like that. But Emmett Till, an innocent 14-year-old boy, did. Slacky, go ahead.
Con. 4 black school children raced home along a dirt road in Archer, Florida in 1944, kicking up a dust cloud wake as they ran.
So the reason why I want to bring this up is just because, again, this is another primary source where this is coming from people who actually witnessed these things. The people that's telling this story was the kids that was running home. So they was there. This is the primary source. And this is telling you the history of the matter. All right. Salakia. Let me go just for time's sake. Go down to where it says explanations for demands to hide came later.
Con.
Right.
Explanations for demands to hide came later when Jenkins' mother, Teresa Brown Robertson, whispered to her daughter the story of violence to be filled the settlement of Rosewood in 1923.
Go ahead.
The town was 37 miles southwest of Archer. On the main road to the Gulf, Carrier worked there as a school teacher while living with her husband, Aaron Carey. On New Year's Day, 1923, a white woman told her husband a nigger assaulted her.
Right. So a white woman told her husband, who?
A nigger assaulted her. A false claim.
Nah, true claim.
A false claim.
Allegedly.
A false claim.
Go ahead.
That precipitated a week of mob violence.
So I believe this happened January 1st of 1923, and it continued until January 7th of 1923. Go ahead.
That wiped the prosperous black hamlet off the map.
Nah, they don't care. They don't care though. If we start our own black communities, what did that say? It did what?
Wiped the prosperous black hamlet off the map.
Nah, I wiped the hood off the map. What did that say?
Wiped the prosperous black hamlet off the map.
Right. So they claim to say if we, instead of relying on our oppressor for resources, for food stamps and WIC and health care and all of these different things, why don't you just start your own communities? He said that this mob of violence for a week, this week of mob violence wiped the prosperous black hamlet off the map. We'll go ahead and read on.
And led to the near lynching of Aaron Carrier.
Go ahead.
Jenkins now believes that all of it, the running calls to go upstairs, her aunt fleeing to the bedroom, was a reaction to a message her parents received loud and clear. Don't talk about Rosewood ever to anyone.
Yeah, so this is why our history has been lost. You know what I mean? You go to this is why brothers and sisters, like when we look at one another, we like, why can't we just get it together? Why can't we get right? You know what I mean? This is why. Because we are our black they spent an entire week just destroying Rosewood in 1923, and we couldn't even speak about it. That's why our history is lost. Go ahead. I just sent you another article. This is going to go into it in a little bit more in depth. I just wanted to show you this primary source that proves that this is actual real history. All right, this should be a little bit more brief and to the point, a little bit more details.
The Rosewood Massacre was a racially motivated massacre of black people.
Of who?
Of black people.
Of who?
Of black people.
Nah, they'll leave us alone, right?
Was a racially motivated massacre of black people and the destruction of a black town.
Of an integrated town?
Of a black town.
Go ahead.
that took place during the first week of January 1923 in a rural Levy County, Florida, United States, as 6 black people were killed.
Mm-hmm.
But eyewitnesses accounts suggested a higher death toll of 27 to 150.
All right, so eyewitnesses accounts suggest a higher death toll of 27 to 150. Now, I'm inclined to believe that the death toll was 150. You know why? Because what city was that? What zone is Captain Kahan in? Mississippi. Behind a police station in Mississippi, there was how many bodies was, I think it was like 700 something bodies buried behind this police station. You know what I mean? With no identification, no nothing, they were just behind there, just, you know what I mean? And no record of them disappearing. Like, people are looking for these people. People are looking for these people. Or actually, I think they was buried with their wallets. Like, everything that would be evident to identify these people was buried with these bodies that people are still actively looking for, maybe to this day in Mississippi. But that's why I'm inclined to believe that it's more so 150 bodies, because they are good at taking the lives of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and then discarding all of the evidence and acting like nothing's wrong. Let me get Zechariah chapter 11. Slakia, so he don't lose his place. You mind Zechariah 11 and 5. I mean, your oppressor is very good at doing this right here, man. Where they will take your life, they will hide the body, they will destroy you, and they will wash their hands of you and act like nothing happened. This is what the Bible said. This is what the Most High prophesied through his prophets. This is what he tried to warn you of, which is why you should never trust your enemy. Salaki, if you could.
Khan, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
So they slay you and hold themselves not guilty. So it's no wonder that oppressor that we just saw in that video, he was like, why don't black people just start their own neighborhoods and start their own black communities? What's the problem? I don't see the problem here. We would leave you alone. Just go ahead and do it. We will be so happy for you. We would clap for you like a 4-year-old, you know what I mean, preschooler. Slacker, go ahead, read on.
Khan, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
See, that's how your oppressor looks at you. When they destroy you, when they take your life, when they take everything that you have, when they lie to you, when they claim to make a deal with you and make a treaty with you, and then they lie to you and you know what I mean, do the whole 360 on you, when you trusted them and you made an agreement with them, and they take everything that you got, they say, blessed is the Lord. They thank the Lord. They thank the Lord because you was prey. You was a lick. You was easy. You was a soft target. And they thank the Lord for that, man. Slakia, Aitas Akabar, you go ahead and read what you got.
Kind of one con. Salakia. In addition, 2 white people were killed in self-defense by one of the victims. The town of Rosewood was destroyed.
Wait a minute. It said, in addition, 2 white people were killed in self-defense. Oh, so I hope that it's saying that the black people who killed these 2 white people were defending themselves. Because it's crazy for them to say 2 white people were killed in self-defense. Okay, I see. I think that's what it is. 2 white people were killed. They were among the casualties because black people was defending themselves. All right, Slacky, go ahead.
The town of Rosewood was destroyed. And what contemporary news reports characterized as a race riot.
So that's what happened. That's what happened when black people tried to build their own cities and build their own towns and their own communities and tried to do things for themselves and separate from all these, you know what I mean, separate and all of that. You know what I mean? That's what happened. But they came in and destroyed us. If you don't mind, Abiyar, just if you could just read that picture, that Memphis 1866 plaque, and that'll give you everything that you need to know. This is another city. You know what I mean? This is another city that was buried and destroyed. You know what I mean? And set on fire. And you know what I mean? Do I gotta mention Tulsa, Oklahoma? You know what I mean? If we got a little bit of time, we'll get into Tulsa. But I'm sure, you know what I mean, that's the most common. That's the one, that's where the term Black Wall Street was coined, I believe. You know what I mean, which had, I believe it had the highest death toll of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who lived in that, you know what I mean, in that Black Wall Street, so to speak. But it's the most popular. So for time's sake, we might, you know what I mean, I'll let you do your own research on that, all right? How about that? If you could, slack it.
Con. 1866 Memphis Massacre. On May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1866, mobs of white men led by law enforcement.
Led by who?
Led by law enforcement.
Damn. So this is another one. So your law enforcement that claim that they serve and protect and they're unbiased and that they just fear for their life when they take blacks, Hispanics, and Native American lives. They just fear for their life. No big deal. You know what I mean? They're human just like you. They got to get home just like you. But lo and behold, when those same police force that take your life, you know what I mean, and claim that they fear for their life, they're actually leading the mob of white men that take blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans' lives. Slacky, go ahead.
Con. Mobs of white men led by law enforcement attacked black people in the areas near South Street, aka Calhoun, and G.E. Patterson. By the end of the attack, the mobs had killed an estimated 46 black people.
So they had took life. What else did they do?
Raped several black women.
Damn, so that's crazy. So that wasn't even necessary. Like you just doing stuff now. Like this is undeniably showing you how cruel your oppressor is to you when you just separate from them. You build your white community, or you build your communities without the influence of white people. When you run your black societies without the influence of white people, when you just separate and leave them where they claim that they will be so happy for you, unironically, please. Ain't that what he said? Right. He said, please do it. And we don't care if you start your own or your own societies and your own communities. They said, we don't care. Not only are they taking the lives of black people who started their own, not only are they taking the lives of black people who separated from you, but they're led by law enforcement and their mobs are assaulting black women.
Right.
That's just a little extra, right. You know what I mean? Just a little cherry on top. So like, go ahead.
Con. Raped several black women and committed numerous robberies, assaults, and arsons.
Hey, is that necessary? Go ahead.
A congressional investigative committee reported that 4 churches, 12 schools, and 91 other dwellings were burned.
What's like you? Ain't what was that? Ain't can I say? So isn't SA a crime? That's a felony. Right. Isn't? What else did it say?
Assault and arson and robbery.
Yeah, assault, unaliving, arson, robberies. All of those things are felonies.
Right.
But guess who's leading these arsons and assaults and SAs and arsons and unalivings? The police force.
Right.
Slacky, go ahead.
Con. Although no one was ever prosecuted for this massacre.
Ooh, wait a minute. Say that again.
Although no one was ever prosecuted for this massacre.
Hey, although no one was prosecuted for this massacre, here's this nice plaque.
Good night.
Go ahead, Slacky. Unless you got anything to say, please.
No. Go ahead. This is crazy.
You got it.
It became a rallying cry in the battle over the nation's reconstruction following the Civil War. Ultimately, the outrage that followed the massacre helped to ensure the adoption of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution.
Oh, isn't that sweet? So nobody got, you know what I mean, the sisters that got sexually, Slacky, essayed, the sister that got essayed, the brothers and the sisters that lost their lives and the children, I'm sure, because, you know what I mean, your oppressor, You know what I mean? They take and don't leave nothing. Like we
Right.
just read in the book of Obadiah. You know what I mean? After they did all of that and destroyed this beautiful black community in society that your oppressor claims that they don't give a damn about, if you start without them and they will be so happy for you, no one got charged. They was led by the police. No one got charged. But here's this nice plaque for you. And that's all the justice that you get, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It's time for you to realize that your oppressor is a liar. He is a liar, and whenever you hear him speak, you got to know that he's lying, man. You got to know that he speaks with a forked tongue, and he breaks every treaty that he will make with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and he will slay you and take your life and hold himself not guilty. Those are the attributes of your oppressor. It's like, you want to say
Yeah,
something?
now if I could, now it said that, just reading this after they were, essayed and, unalived and, you know, robbed and everything else, it passed the 14th Amendment essentially is what? Protection under the law, equal protection from law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is crazy, man. Salaki.
It's crazy that it took for all this violence for them to even consider, like, okay, maybe everybody should have the same protection and be able to rely on law enforcement to serve and protect them as well. Please.
No, it's crazy Salaki even bringing this out because this is why this is their hopes and dreams to join the police force because although you know what I'm saying, the NAACP and all these other people fought for, quote unquote, the 14th Amendment to have the equal rights to the law, the oppressor joins his police force because he knows that he can still do the same thing his father did back in the day and get away with it. So like
Right. No, that's exactly. Give him a hand. No, that's exactly what it is, man. So every time you see your police force, even though your oppressor is taking lives, like is going out of style of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, your oppressor's police force is being flooded by your oppressor still, and even blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, not to what they say, change it from within, not to, you know what I mean, fix it from within, but they're joining the police force to continue to take the lives of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because since the beginning of time, since the inception of the police force, it has been used to abuse blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and further oppress people and get away with it and be able to hold yourself not guilty when you go before that judge, or when black people want justice, like Breonna Taylor, or like when for brothers Sam DuBose, like you know what I mean, Trayvon Martin. You know what I mean, when brothers just want justice, you're gonna stand in there in that pulpit in front of that judge, and that judge is gonna hold you not guilty. That's why they joined that police force. I mean, so that was an excellent point, the water, for bringing that out. Uh, yeah, never trust your enemy, man. As a matter of fact, what is that? Go ahead and Aita Zakabar. Let's close out with Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and 10. Is that? Oh, Most High Christ. Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, what is it? Deuteronomy 32 and 7. What he said was heavy. You hold that, Aita Zakabar. I'll go ahead and get Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
Oh no, you got.
Isaiah 59 and 4. Okay, Most High Christ. I'm gonna read that one real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. That's what we're doing right now. Where we reading back in you know what I mean, Memphis 1866, Louisiana 1866, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know what I mean, Rosewood 1921, 1923. We looking at these, we're going back. Remember the days of old. Look at these primary sources where these are children at the time of these lynchings and these massacres are happening. And now they're living to tell the story. You know what I mean? We look at Emmett Till and how she told the story of how she lost her child. You know what I mean? And how it felt when she had to bury her child, when she had to put that child in that casket. And they like, let's close this casket, man. He looked terrible. And she was like, no, leave it open. We're able to ask the elders. We're able to see the story of these elders who was able to tell these stories about how white oppression feels. You know what I mean? Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. That's what we're seeing right now. They're telling us right now when we read into this history, man. But y'all evil and damn diabolical that they are, man. And that's why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to be ruling this planet Earth, because we are kind. We're not going to put Even though your oppressor has oppressed you for so many hundreds of thousands of years, man. Even though they have robbed you and SA'd you, you know what I mean, your women and your children and the men, when they didn't even have to do all of that, man. They took everything, man. They could have just, not only did they not leave you anything, but they did more. You know what I mean? They abused you. They found creative ways to destroy you. We still, but under these laws, statutes, and commandments, and this blueprint that the Most High gave us from the beginning, show thee that thy elders, and they will tell you, man. Ask Emmett Till, man. Ask you know what I mean, his mother. Ask Trayvon Martin. Ask her mother. Ask the 1866 Louisiana massacre. Ask you know what I mean, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ask Rose, putting these history books is. They'll tell you exactly who your police force is. They'll tell you. All you have to do is listen and pay attention. Zagabar, you got that scripture? You want to say something? Okay, no sir. Go ahead and read what you got. I don't even remember what I 12 and 10. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. And you said Yawash has something as well? While he getting that, you want to read that?
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 4. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
That's an excellent precept. Give him a hand. Yeah, man. We don't even look. And your oppressor damn sure ain't gonna look. They're not gonna reveal these records like we doing in the ISUPK since 1969. They're not gonna reveal this history. They're not gonna go into these 700 cities that was burned to the ground by your oppressor. You know what I mean? And because we want to integrate in the white society so bad, you know what I mean, we don't even look into it, man. Go ahead, read what you got, Aitazah.
Con on the one con. The book of Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Right.
For like as an iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Whenever you hear your oppressor talking, man, whenever you hear him talking that mess, don't trust them. Don't second guess them. Just like you second guess your uncle when he try to drop knowledge on you. Just like you second guess your mother and your father when they try to drop game on you. When they just talking, it could be knowledge, it could be wisdom, it could just be them talking out the side of your neck. But it's so easy for us to second guess our family members that's Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You know what I mean? Second guess. You know what I mean? Second guess your oppressor, just like you second guess your brother who is trying desperately to show you what the truth is. You know what I mean? With evidence and articles and research and scriptures and history. Second guess your oppressor just like you second guess your brother. Right. You know what I mean? That's standing here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. That's became a new creature to show you who you are according to the Bible. Second guess your oppressor just like you second guess Commander General.
Verse 11. Thou he humbled himself.
So he humbled himself. Your oppressor come real humble. And go ahead.
And go crouching.
Right? So they bow down and kiss our boots every day. Go ahead.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Well, just because they kiss our boots don't mean we love them. Don't mean that's for them. Right. Them kissing our boots is for them. For you to be able to show the Most High that you separate yourself from the rest of your wicked, deceitful, disgusting nation that have Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in captivity. That's for you. But just because you kiss our boots don't mean we love you. Because that don't mean we believe you. Don't mean we love or forgive you. That's for you. Go ahead. We still take heed of you. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be up unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
So he come humbling, like we just read in the first Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. You know what I mean? They wanted to make a treaty with us. They wanted to make a covenant with us. And then as soon as we sign that dotted line, as soon as we sign that treaty with them, They destroyed us. They destroyed our altars and our holy places and our sanctuary. They profane our holy things. They destroyed us. They destroyed our elders. You know what I mean? To make sure they couldn't pass down these records and these practices down to us. You know what I mean? That's what they did to us. They destroyed us totally, just like Andrew Jackson did.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how your oppressor operates, man. You should never trust them. That's in the Bible, man. It will behoove you to listen and take heed. That's like it. Is there anything else before we close out? Okay, Most High in Christ. No comments or anything. No questions. All right, Most High in Christ. All right, well, with that, we'll pass the class to priest to Trooper Itazai Gabar for the security announcement. Give him a hand.
The ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, which means, Salak, means 10th in the Hebrew. Mashar, Ma'ishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, the book of Memorial blowing the trumpet, September 21st, 2025.
If I could, September 21st is coming right around the corner. I mean, make sure y'all mark your calendars. Make sure y'all prepare. You know what I mean? Prepare like you know what I mean? Like you look forward to Christmas. You know what I mean? Like you look forward to Thanksgiving. And I believe in, you know what I mean, the grocery stores, they got what's it called? What's that joint called? What's it called? Halloween. They got Halloween decorations up right now. You know what I mean? Prepare better than your oppressor prepares for their holidays. You know what I mean? You serving the Lord. Salakia. Go ahead.
Con on the one con. First day of the 7th month, Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Book of Leviticus, chapter 23. Chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Remind them, Akim and Akwaf, to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. This concludes the ISUPK security announcements.
With that, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, whatever platform you're watching on. You know what I mean? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, share with your loved ones, share with your family. You know what I mean? Whether you agree or not, you know what I mean? Get this truth out, man. Make sure you pay your tithes and hit that QR code in the top corner. And more than new tonight, there will be a brother in that chat to answer all your questions and solve all your problems. Right. With that, we'll say Imadium, which means to stand. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Individual reminder Shabbat. Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Yajim Atah. Sorry, we're going to turn the face to this. Give a courtesy salute to the sister. Individual reminder Shabbat. Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Yahweh